know you gotta pack up your tent and ride. Pack up your tent and ride. Good grub cooking on a fire tonight. Pack up your tent and ride.
Hi, I'm Fraser Douglas, and I was an avid tent camper for over 55 years. Recently, I've had a lot of leg problems, especially with my hips and knees, that have prevented me from taking any camping trips, but I still enjoy campfire cooking. And so in this video, I want to show you how we make a delicious chili con carne over the campfire in less than an hour. Hope you enjoy this video. Chili con carne, or some people say it should be carne con chili, is a very old Mexican dish that some say predates the invasion of Cortez. Traditionally, it was chopped beef that was stewed in water with 2 or 3 different types of chili peppers and perhaps a little garlic, onion, and tomato. In Mexico, there's well over a dozen different chili peppers, and each has its unique taste. So they're used like spices and added to many different foods to create unique flavors. Although chili con carne was a popular dish in Mexico for over 500 years, it was not known to the rest of the world until 1893, when it was served at the Chicago World's Fair. After the World's Fair, it began to grow in popularity in the United States, and many chili cafes began to open across the country. After it was introduced here in the United States, the recipe has been modified in several different ways. For example, ground beef, chicken, and other meats have been substituted for the chopped beef. Second, additional tomato sauce was added. Third, and perhaps most controversial, beans were added to the recipe. Today, there are many chili con carne recipes, and most of them include beans. But many Texans still prefer their chili without beans. But like most other Mexican dishes, it is usually served with rice and pinto beans on the side. My chili con carne recipe is very simple, but it did win second place out of 15 entries in a local chili cook-off contest. The main ingredients are a half a pound of ground beef, a can of pinto beans, about 1 to 2 cups of water, plus a salsa that is made from 2 different kinds of chili peppers, onions, garlic, and tomato. This recipe will easily feed 4 to 5 people. As I have mentioned in previous videos, whenever I cook, I prefer to use fresh vegetables as much as possible rather than canned, frozen, or freeze-dried ingredients. For this recipe, I'll be using half of a sweet Vidalia onion, a whole bell pepper, a half of a jalapeno peppers without the seeds, 2 large garlic cloves, and 1 tomato to make my salsa. Later, I'll add a second diced tomato and fresh corn cut off the cob. To prepare this recipe of chili con carne, we'll need a few oils and spices. First, we'll need some butter and olive oil to saute our vegetables. Later, we'll add a McCormick Original Chili Seasoning packet to the pot. This packet includes additional chili pepper flavorings, cumin, onion, salt, and garlic. When the chili's almost finished cooking, we'll need to taste it and see if we need to add a little extra salt and a little extra spice. Some recipes may add a little extra cumin, but we're not big fans of this spice. And finally, let me mention a few other ingredients that we'll need for our chili. Most chili recipes include a can of tomato sauce to be cooked with the chili, and that's what I've done for many years. But my wife, Ava, who is from Mexico, does not like the taste of the tomato sauce. And so today I'll be adding a second tomato instead of the tomato sauce. Second, we'll need a large dollop of sour cream to add to the chili when it's finished cooking, and then a little bit more for anyone that wants to add sour cream as a topping. When we serve the chili, we want to provide grated cheese and corn chips as additional toppings. Now let me mention a few kitchen items that we'll need to cook this chili over the campfire. First of all, we'll need a good camp kitchen knife to cut and chop all of our vegetables. Today, I'll use this River Traders French ball knife to cut those vegetables. It has a 4 3/4 inch flat ground carbon steel blade that is about 1 1/4 inches wide at the heel. It has a very comfortable handle and would make a great camp kitchen knife, but its blade must be frequently rinsed and dried during use to prevent rust. You can buy this knife with a nice sheath from Knives of the North for $67. Second, I'll be cooking the chili in this vintage Wagner 5-quart Dutch oven without legs. I'm convinced that a Dutch oven without legs is much more versatile in your camp kitchen than a camp oven with legs. And finally, I'll be cooking our chili with my woody folding wood stove. But you could easily use a pedestal grill if one is provided in your campsite or your campfire fire ring. This is our camp kitchen set up in our driveway. First, here is the kitchen gear that would normally be packed in the back of our car, and this is the stuff that we would be putting on our folding prep table. And this is our campfire. Here is my procedure for making a pot of chili con carne to serve 4 people. First, we need to start our fire, and as soon as we've got some good flames, brown our ground beef. While the ground beef is browning, we need to chop our vegetables. These white membranes don't have a very good taste. In fact, sometimes they are bitter, so we remove them. Now I'm cutting small julienne strips, which I'll cross-cut to make small pieces.
I think it is stop.
Okay, are you still recording?
Yeah.
Okay. After the meat is brown, we'll remove it and saute our vegetables. First, here are the onions. Now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of butter and about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And now the bell pepper. While my onions and bell pepper are sauteing, I need to mince some jalapeno peppers and some garlic. First, I need to remove the seeds and white membrane from the jalapeno peppers. I'll put all that in there later.
Okay.
Boy, I'm having to move fast.
Yeah.
Recording this, okay. right, you can. Let's see. Hang on. And finally, I'll add a tomato and about 1.5 cups of water to make a salsa. A salsa? And now we'll simmer this salsa for about 8 to 10 minutes.
Video.
Can you see it in there?
I can, but maybe the camera can.
Now we'll combine the rest of our ingredients. McCormick's chili seasoning packet, 1/2 pound of browned ground beef, a can of pinto beans with its water. I accidentally grabbed a can of navy beans this time, but it was okay. An ear of fresh corn cut off the cob, and a second tomato. When you're cooking, it's easy to forget your fire, but fortunately Ava reminded me that I need to put some more wood on the fire. After stirring everything together, we need to let this simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. When it finished cooking, I added a dollop of sour cream, but I forgot to record that. As I mentioned before, we serve this with grated cheddar cheese and corn chips. Let's see how it tastes.
Wow, I want to let you know that this soup is chile con carne is delicious. Delicious, and it's a little spicy, but not too bad, and you can eat and enjoy. Try it and see.
So does it have an authentic Mexican
Yeah,
taste?
yeah, yeah. It has an authentic Mexican flavor. Delicious. We add an extra tomato to give this flavor. Thank you for watching.
Ava must have liked it a lot because she went back for a full second bowl.
7.
Putting a little grated cheese in it makes it really cheesy.
It looks delicious. What do you think about it?
That tastes so good. Wow. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that you've gotten some ideas about how you can cook better tasting meals in your campsite in the future. Thanks for watching. For more information about campfire cooking and camp kitchens, please visit my website, moderntentcamping.com. And while you're there, visit my Amazon store page where you'll find links to some great camp kitchen gear.
Take more trips, travel further, visit more attractions, and spend less money. Go tent camping.